Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I hope you are having a great day. Today's stories includes relationship problems, toxic partners, kids with no boundaries, idiot parents, relationship ultimatums, emotional manipulation, and entitled people. Let's start. My 32 female, future stepdaughter, 12 female, destroyed my wedding dress a week before the wedding. I'm torn between giving her another chance or calling off the whole thing. I am beyond frustrated right now, and am on the verge of giving my fiancé, Alan, 39 male, an ultimatum that I really don't want to give. Alan and I have been dating for about 3 years, and have been engaged for a year, with our wedding date in a week. He told me on our first date he was a package deal, his daughter, Rose, is his whole world. I was perfectly okay with it and we started hanging out together. Alan's ex, Carrie, 38 female, is still in the picture as she and Alan are co-parenting. Carrie doesn't like me one bit. Alan told me that he and Carrie had been high school/college sweethearts, and she had always held on to hope that he'd come back to her, but Alan also confided in me that Carrie wasn't a great partner. She adores Rose, but she treated Alan badly during their entire relationship. You name it, she did it: emotional abuse, gaslighting, financial abuse, belittling, etc. He finally got the courage to walk away from her when he discovered she was having an affair. Rose was maybe 6 when Alan learned about the affair. Unfortunately, the court still granted Carrie 50-50 custody, despite the amount of evidence against her. Rose and I have had a bit of a strained relationship. I understand it, having grown up in a divorced home that both parents remarried. She's a preteen and has some conflicted thoughts about her dad marrying a new woman instead of going back to her mother, but she's been really haughty and nasty to me. She makes cutting comments and will respond with, "You're not my mother," when I ask her to stop. Alan has tried to set down ground rules, but she flippantly tells him that, OP's not going to last. I put up with it because I love Alan and, sometimes, Rose behaves herself. Seriously, she's not a horrible kid, she gets good grades in school, she's in the youth symphony and takes dance classes, she's really popular, bubbly and friendly when she isn't being mean to me. It's like Jekyll and Hyde. Alan and I have talked about it constantly and have even involved Carrie, but Carrie just brushes it off, telling me to mind my own beeswax. We have tried therapy, groundings and everything else, but nothing works. That brings us to tonight. A couple of weeks ago, alterations on my wedding dress was finished. I was really excited. My late grandma, who I was really close to, made her own wedding dress, after seeing photos of Grace Kelly, and many women in our family have worn it to their weddings or have had their own dresses designed after it. As I'm taller than my grandma, I had mine made. It's really special to me. I have the dress saved in my closet, tucked in a garment bag. Alan and I don't live together, however, my apartment is close to one of Rose's friends, so we have an arrangement that on some days Alan has custody, Rose will hang out at her friend's house and then come over for dinner with Alan and me. After we watch a movie or play Nintendo Switch, Alan will take Rose to his place. Today was one of those days. Alan was running late from work and called to let me know. Rose arrived and everything was normal. I stepped into the kitchen to finish preparing dinner, leaving Rose alone. If I had any inkling of what was about to happen, I would have done something different. Dinner was ready and I went to get Rose. I passed my bedroom door and something about the way the sliding closet door was positioned made me want to check. My dress had been cut to pieces with a pair of scissors and was covered with glitter paint. My veil is torn to shreds, it's completely ruined. I broke down crying. I was too upset to even be angry. Alan arrived and found me in a mess. He was beyond furious and went to Rose. Confronting her about it, Rose admitted it with a shrug of her shoulders and said, "What's the point? She's just a fat old cow anyway. This little." Alan confiscated her cell phone and immediately called Carrie to discuss a punishment. I don't know how or why, but this is the straw that is breaking the camel's back. I have gone through so much with Rose. I've tried to be caring and compassionate, and this is my reward? Now that my sadness has faded away, it's been replaced with a boiling anger. I'm tempted to just call off the wedding and leave Alan to deal with his brat of a daughter. This wasn't an accident, this was on purpose, but then I remember that Rose is part of Alan's life. I love Alan, but I don't know if I can keep taking it. What do I do now? Too long, didn't read, my future stepdaughter destroyed my wedding dress and veil a week before my wedding, and I'm torn between just straight up abandoning him or giving his daughter yet another chance. People, please, don't accept mistreatment or abuse from anyone, even from someone you love and who claims to love you. And even though Alan isn't the one doing this, he's letting his daughter, and sometimes his ex-wife, do this to OP. The things he accused his ex of doing to him in the past, his daughter has been doing to OP. Well, like mother, like daughter, and he hasn't been able to stop them. That's a shame. Also, I'm not going to completely take the blame away from the daughter, but it's obvious that ex-wife has been putting things in her head against OP since the beginning. She doesn't accept the end of her marriage, even though it is her fault, and in her delusional mind, OP is the obstacle that is preventing their family from being together again. I can't imagine the amount of crap this girl has been listening to in the last 3 years. And for that I could overlook, and even forgive, some of her attitudes towards OP, but the moment she decided to destroy OP wedding dress, she went from being a misunderstood kid, to officially being a devil spawn. There is no longer any excuse for her actions. Some might say that she only did it because the wedding was coming up and it was an act of desperation to prevent it, or end her father's relationship with OP, once and for all, but F that. She went too far, what she did was a crime, and she probably won't have any real punishment for it. Heck, her mom might even reward her for what she did with OP's dress, and her dad won't be firm in the punishment, he hasn't been until now. So my advice, unfortunately, is to get out of that relationship. It's a shame because it seems like Alan really cares about you, and maybe you two would have a happy marriage in the end, but is it a risk you want to take? What if Rose's behavior get worse? What if you have a kid? Would she try something against her sibling? I have no idea how much her behavior can escalate from now on, especially since she got this reaction from you and the only consequence she had was losing her phone for a few days. Get out while you can OP, Rose will always come first for Alan, and while I'm all for the child always coming first, when they misbehave, the parents have to educate them and ground them if necessary, which doesn't seem like Rose's parents are very successful on doing. So, end things, send the bill for the dress to Rose's parents and go live your best life, without a devil spawn as a stepdaughter. And what did you guys think OP should do? Do you think OP should give this relationship another chance? Or do you think she should run for the hills? Don't forget to leave your thoughts down below. And now let's read what the comments say. Your relationship with her is a part of the marriage. I wouldn't get married if that isn't right. It'd be just as ridiculous as marrying him when your relationship with him isn't right. Yes, and if you marry this gentleman, she will be in your life forever. I would think twice about the marriage. His daughter will always be priority number 1, that will probably never change. Is this the future you want? Think about it thoroughly. It's gonna be a tough road ahead, and I think you should prioritize yourself and your mental health. Call it off and send Rose's dad a bill for the dress. Don't get married, Rose wins, but it'll be much healthier for you in the long run. It's been 3 years and Alan is still allowing Rose to be disrespectful towards you. Whether it takes therapy, better communication or whatnot, he hasn't done his part. You can't blame Rose for the crap life she's having due to both her parents' bad choices, and having to split her life between 2 households. I'd walk away from this one. Alan may be a good boyfriend or husband, but he is a lousy father. And what did you think of the comments? Do you agree with them? Would you advise anything else? Unfortunately, OP hasn't given us an update on the situation so far, but I hope things have worked out, and she's happy with her decision, whatever her choice was. Oh, and I hope you are enjoying the video so far. If so, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications to know when a new video is out. Now let's go to the next story. Am I the idiot for forbidding my sister to meet my child and telling my wife to butt out of the situation? So the judgment is pretty much exactly as the title suggests. I will provide context though. So, I, 28 male, have been married to my wife for 4 years and we have a 2-year-old son together. My older sister Ariel has 2 kids with her husband. She is my only sibling but we do not speak and haven't since my wedding 4 years ago. My wife knew I had no relationship with my sister or mother whenever we got together, but now it's causing an argument. We were a pretty typical family until my mom cheated on my senior year of high school with a coworker. My dad moved out immediately and I moved with him. This caused the rift between me and my sister. My sister believed since my mom was sorry and it was a one-time thing, as she claimed, which I don't for a second believe, and was trying to reconcile through the church that me and my dad's refusal to speak with her was somehow wrong. I was 18 and my sister was 20. Long story, but eventually my sister stopped speaking with my dad. I haven't seen my mom since 2016 and we have only spoken once since in 2019 when she tried to invite herself to my wedding. She was not invited, but my sister was out of courtesy. My sister didn't show up and we have not spoken since. My wife knew when she married me that my only family was my dad and my cousins. She said it was okay and she didn't care. So a few months ago, my wife got a call from my sister's husband. I've never met him, and he said that he wanted to start mending the bridge and would like to have me come meet their kids. I said no. Well, then my sister started sending pics of her kids to my wife and my wife sent pictures back. I told her multiple times I did not like this and she told me she could send pics to whoever she wants. I said that if she keeps testing my boundaries she will be a single parent really soon. That she signed up for me as is. My wife is saying it's wrong to deprive my son of his family. I said I don't even have a relationship with my sister or brother-in-law, so why should my kid? That doesn't make me feel comfortable at all and I don't even know these people. Also, any pic she sends could easily be forwarded to my mom and she needed to think about that. She said she doesn't even understand why my mom can't meet her kid, and that comment alone pissed me off because I've explained my family drama for years and it feels like she just ignored it. I said she really needs to think about who she wants to appease because I'm not gonna stand for disrespect of my boundaries. My dad totally agrees with me and is telling me I should start setting aside money now for an exit strategy. Because my wife's behavior is exactly how my mom used to act and I should see the warning signs now. Am I the idiot? OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the a-hole. I guess I can see how not allowing my sister to meet my son one time is unfair to my wife, because she wants to show off for family. So maybe not even allowing her to send pics is a little far. OP replies to the comments and give us more info. This was all clearly defined at the beginning of your relationship. Why does she even care? Pretty much what I said. Why do you care? Her parents are close by, she has multiple siblings, my dad is involved. It's not like the kid has nobody. Info, what's with the single parent threat? Are you seriously willing to leave your child over this? I'm aware how the courts work. Given I make more money but have less family support and a more demanding job, I will get every other weekend custody. So she needed to be prepared for that if she wants to keep playing these games. And just to be clear, you think divorcing your wife and only seeing your kid every second weekend would be a reasonable response to your wife wanting your kid to have a relationship with her aunt/cousins? That sounds like a good outcome to you? No, it doesn't, but it sounds like the realistic one. I've seen enough men go through the divorce process that I already know what will happen. I will not allow myself to keep being disrespected. I will start a new family and try again, but in no way will I sit in a situation where I'm being bulldozed. I didn't say I would cut my kid off. Just that I'm still young and would try again for another family unit? That's all my comment was saying. Look, I think your wife is kind of the idiot because you set a boundary regarding your family, and she doesn't respect it. So, that kind of makes her the idiot, but this situation is part of a much bigger and painful one that you OP refuse to deal with. Cheating sucks, and not only hurts the cheater's partner, everyone involved, especially the children. And I completely understand that OP was hurt and upset with his mom, and felt the need to be away from her at that moment. But I don't get him cutting off his mom completely out of his life, and now he is also preventing his son from having his aunt and grandmother in his life. Maybe she was a bad mom? What she did to OP's dad was horrible, but just because she's a cheater doesn't mean she's also a bad parent. I understand that when everything happened, OP felt the need to show loyalty to his dad, and it's quite possible that this anger towards his mom was fueled by him all these years, but it's been 10 years. I would also like to know if OP's sister has a relationship with her dad. Did he also cut her off of his life or because she stayed besides his ex-wives back then? I would like an answer to that. I don't know guys, I get that OP has every right to decide who he wants in his life, but unless he left out that, not only she was a cheater, she was also a bad mother or something, I still don't think it was enough reason to completely cut his mom out of his life. Like I said, it's been 10 years. He is forbidding his wife and son from having relationships with his mother, sister and who knows who else on that side of the family. Also, the way he treats his wife and his marriage, threatening her with divorce and acting like their marriage is disposable, ugh. Yeah, he's just going to start a new family, no big deal. Come on dude, just an idiot say something like that, and his father is still encouraging him, that sucks. OP go to therapy, work on your mommy issues, then go to couples therapy, work on your marriage issues, because continuing the way you are, is not okay. So, not the idiot for having boundaries, but you are the idiot for everything else. It's interesting that just for the post, the voting was not the idiot, but as soon as OP started replying to the comments people started to change their vote. That's when he started to show his true colors. Everyone sucks here, get some help, dude. My parents' marriage also ended in divorce over cheating, and you are way too far into your parents' relationship business. Extricate yourself from their relationship, or lack thereof, and get some damn help with yourself and your own relationship. Going scorched earth and threatening to leave your wife and kid is absolutely bonkers behavior. Not the idiot, and your wife's refusal to respect your boundaries is definitely very concerning. It goes without saying that there are some major issues that you two are not handling between you. I don't know your exact situation, but I would recommend finding a decent couples counselor to have a third party to help with an actual conversation. It might not go well for the marriage, but the marriage isn't going well now. Everyone sucks here. 1. Your mom for cheating. 2. You and your sister for taking sides and letting hate and anger control your lives. 3. Your dad. Understandable he was bitter in the beginning, but so angry and manipulative that he has allowed his bitterness to manifest over the years. 4. Your wife and brother-in-law for going behind everyone's back. They should know you can't fix stupid, but I'll give them kudos for, at least trying something. Are you guys junior high school students? All the adults in this scenario suck and are acting childish and immature, you all sound unhappy and miserable. Your kid is brother-in-law child's first cousin, stop this depressing behavior before you all regret it in the future. Grow the F up. This is definitely above internet pay grade, you need to seek out therapy for your parents' divorce, and couples counseling for you and your wife. My completely uneducated opinion is that it seems like your father weaponized your emotions against your mother, and he's using those same emotions to drive a wedge between you and your wife. She crossed a line, but your father should stay out of it. You're now issuing relationship-ending ultimatums over a couple pictures. She's not blameless either, you guys need to seek some help to process this. Going no contact with your mother over her infidelity seems way too harsh, but again, therapy. And what do you guys think of this situation? What would you advise to OP? Don't forget to leave your thoughts down below. And that's it for today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time.